Hi Taurus, welcome to your monthly reading for the month of May 2025. If you are new here, welcome. My name is Laura, aka Baby Curl Tarot. I'm a tarot reader, astrology enthusiast, and root worker, and I do monthly readings for all the signs as well as some other really fun things here on YouTube and on Instagram and TikTok. I'm going to go ahead and jump right on into your reading. Keep in mind this is a general reading, so whatever comes up, comes up. Let's go ahead and get started with an oracle deck. Spiritual team, Numinous Astro deck, what messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? What messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? Tauruses, please also note that while I am recording this for May 2025, these messages are timeless. So if you find this after May 2025, that's fine. The message just needs to find you at a later time. Let's see what your first card is. Okay, we have Sagittarius, and it says the Voyager. Okay, Sagittarius energy is known to be enthusiastic, philosophical, independent, generous, ethical, happy-go-lucky, adventurous, honest, unbridled, experiential, my brain, lucky, traveling, risk-taking, and a little self-righteous and tactless. Okay, next we have Virgo, the alchemist. Okay. Virgo and Sag energy. I think those are both mutable signs, if I'm not mistaken. Okay. Virgos are known to be methodical, aligned, ritualistic, efficient, insightful, healthy, dutiful, discerning, witchy, subtle, pure, refined, accurate, solitary, curatorial, critical, nervous, and perfectionist. Okay, it seems pretty accurate. Next, we have the 10th house of reputation. Career, responsibilities, achievement, competence, fame, notoriety, authority figures, purpose, pinnacle, patriarchy or father figures, men in general, masculine energy, and your empire. Very interesting. Final card at the bottom of the deck, we also have the 8th house. Okay, and this is the house associated with intimacy. Okay, so investments, intensity, contracts, sex, erotic capital, secrets, mysteries, obsessions, inheritances, the underworld, the occult, and things like that. This also rules debt and real estate. Okay, very interesting. So you may have either Sagittarius or Virgo in the 10th or 8th house. Take what resonates. It may not necessarily be the case for all of you, but some of you may resonate with that, so I do want to bring that up. Okay, so we have a lot of energy about basically long-term goals, investments, the things that we share with other people or the things that people share with us. And then we also have fame and reputation and your public image kind of coming into play, as well as your career. Okay, very interesting. So you guys could be investing in something really long-term and seeking answers about that. I'm going to go ahead and just dive into the tarot cards and see what comes up. And yeah, let's get it going. Spiritual team, African Tarot, what messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? Happy birthday to all my Tauruses, by the way, both March and April. Or I'm sorry, April and May. Why was I thinking? I was thinking of Aries. I'm so sorry. Okay. Happy birthday to all the April and May Tauruses out there. All right, let's see what you guys have. We have the Page of Swords, 6 of Swords reversed, 2 of Pentacles reversed. Okay. What else? The Devil in reverse. All right, and the 7 of Swords. Interesting. I feel like if you guys are looking to travel at this time, you may be reconsidering that. This may have to do with finances or certain things that you want to do long term. So you guys may be thinking, well, maybe moving or buying a house or taking that trip just isn't in the cards right now financially. We need to kind of recalibrate and really consider how this is going to affect us in the long run. I am getting some like economic issues, maybe just kind of outside of your control. Okay, so personally, I live here in the United States. I don't know if you also live in the US, but if you do, you know that our economy is a little questionable at this moment. So if you have investments, if you have things tied up, like money tied up in investments, real estate, or things like that, you may be heavily considering where that money is going to go right now, if you need to pull out, if you need to move things around, things like that. So there could be a lot of discussions, especially if you are married or if you share bank accounts or a home with a significant other, a romantic significant other. There could be a lot of discussions about your finances around this time, and really deciding, how you guys are going to essentially make the best of this economic situation or financial situation that you guys have found yourselves in. So there could be a lot of discussions surrounding that, trying to figure out like basically what you guys are going to do, how you're going to move things around, and possibly cutting things out of the budget that are not necessary. So more of the fun stuff, like, okay, we're going to cut out trips if we're going to save for a house, or we are going to stop splurging on shopping sprees or clothes, or, just the things that are not necessarily a need, but more of like a want, in order to satisfy something that you guys really, really do want to pursue. You guys could be doing a lot of research, a lot of studying. You guys could be paying attention to the news a lot and just kind of watching the stock market a lot to kind of understand better like where things are headed, maybe what you want to invest in, or what you need to do with your current investments, basically making sure that everything is going to pan out the way that you want it to, okay? What is interesting here is I have the Devil in reverse and the Seven of Swords in reverse. So financial stuff aside, I feel like some of you guys are going through a silent battle with some sort of bad habit, pattern of behavior, pattern of thinking, okay? Maybe this is something that people don't know about you. You have like a secret double life, okay? And that's just being dramatic. But some of you guys may secretly be like cigarette smokers, or you guys secretly may, I don't know, have a gambling habit, or you guys may have like a habit of like collecting certain items or things like that. But whatever it is, it feels like this became something unhealthy. Okay, and it doesn't have to be like something like I mentioned. Just take what resonates of the core of the message that I'm trying to explain here and apply it to your own personal life. But I feel like a lot of you guys are also trying to move past something that has been a little bit detrimental to you or has been holding you back in some way. Now, again, this could be like an actual physical manifestation of some kind, like a shopping habit, but this also could be like negative self-talk to yourself, or seeing specific situations, people, places, or things in a certain perspective that maybe you just don't really share with other people, and you're kind of realizing like, oh, this is a really negative thing that is impacting me and it's preventing me from moving forward or connecting with people in a certain way or bettering myself and my own personal development and growth. I don't know. That's, again, I don't want to get into specifics because I think it's going to be different for all of you. But if you feel like that resonates for you, then you will definitely know what that means for you. And I do see you guys trying to work through it. It has been really difficult with the Six of Swords in reverse. You guys have been having a really hard time moving forward and moving past this. But I do see you taking the time to really work through it, learn, educate yourselves, whatever the case is about this thing. So it's really interesting that both Sagittarius and Virgo came out, because Virgo is super analytical, like very much into learning and perfecting themselves and being the best they possibly can be. So you guys may have some really significant Virgo placements outside of the 10th or the 8th house, or you may have some planets in Virgo, maybe Mercury. Okay, something of that nature could be like a significant placement in Virgo for you. And I feel like this is something that you kind of keep hidden from people. Maybe it is a guilty pleasure or something like that that you just never told anybody about because you want to be perceived as someone very particular or someone who is different. Than that guilty pleasure kind of makes you come across as. That makes sense. But I also feel like this is interesting for you guys to be paired with the Sagittarius energy too, because Sagittarius is very kind of free. Like, they don't necessarily have the same inhibitions as other zodiac energies. So Sagittarius tend to be just very open. And I feel like with the 8th house pairment, the deep secrets that we carry, the taboo things that we don't necessarily talk about with other people, I don't think this is something that you're necessarily ashamed of per se, but I think you recognize that people just wouldn't necessarily understand. So in order to keep your public image, 10th house energy, kind of squeaky clean and curated, as Virgo would prefer it to be, I think you guys tend to keep things on the low. Again, I don't think it's necessarily something that you are ashamed of per se, but it's just, you know, that people can be very judgmental and you just don't particularly want to put up with people's opinions. Okay. And you also understand that this is not something that maybe is healthy for you. And so you decide to work through it on your own because you don't want people in your business. Like, it is what it is. So 2 different messages, 2 different groups of people. Just wanted to kind of get both of those out there. Let's go ahead and take a look at the bottom of the deck and see what else we have. Okay, we have the 3 of Wands, Queen of Cups. Sorry, these cards get stuck together really easily. 4 of Cups. We have the 7 of Pentacles and the 4 of Swords. Interesting. Okay, so something has been really bothering you. And again, take what resonates. It could be for either of those 2 groups of people. Something could have really been bothering you. For those of you that have a bad habit related to like substances or other things that are a physical manifestation of an obsession or an addiction, or just something that you partake in that affects your physical body, you guys have literally not been able to sleep. Like, this has affected now your sleep and your ability to rest, or it has affected your mental state, and you're not able to fully like be relaxed. It's giving anxiety a little bit. If this was the 9 of Swords, I think it'd be more inclined to say it's anxiety. But for a lot of you, I think you just stay up thinking about it. Like, this really bothers you in some way. For those of you where this is something that you're trying to work through and get rid of, I think this is something that bothers you a great deal. Yeah, it's been, I think it's put you guys on edge in a certain degree, to a certain degree. So this could be, if this is something you're trying to give up and leave behind, let's say it's smoking. If you're trying to quit cold turkey, some of you guys may have trouble sleeping because it's literally affecting your nervous system. You're used to having something that, you know, affects your nervous system, and now that you're taking that away, your nervous system is like, wait, where's my crutch, my system to keep me where I need to feel safe or comfortable, even though it's not healthy for you. So your body may feel a little out of whack. It may feel a little like something is missing. But again, it's just the body's way of adapting to those changes. So I don't think this is something that's going to happen forever. It's just something you kind of have to push through. And for those of you where this is a financial thing, again, you've just been kind of staying up thinking or unable to really sleep because you have a lot on your mind related to your finances, what you're going to do, how you are going to tackle this issue, and manage things. Essentially, for a lot of you, you are concerned that your investments are not working out, did not work out the way that you wanted them to, or you know, things that you wanted to invest in are now unavailable to you because things have shifted so dramatically or changed so dramatically. Now you don't feel like you're never going to have that opportunity to participate in something. And so some of you are really thinking like, well, what was the point of this, all of this? What was the point of this journey? What was the point of this journey if I can't even afford to buy a house? Like, or I don't know, like set up a college fund for my kids. You know, it's just certain things like that. So I do think that is also a source of stress, of like just wondering like how things are going to play out in general. A lot of you guys are just kind of sitting and waiting to see what happens. Okay. Yeah, I feel like there are temptations, there are things kind of coming around asking you to, hey, like, have you considered investing in this, or do you want to jump into the housing market and buy something this year? And you're like, well, you know, the interest rates aren't so great, so I think I'm gonna go ahead and hold off for right now. And everyone's like, you gotta act now, you gotta act now. And you're like, yeah, I don't know, I don't think this is the right time for me. And for those of you where you are trying to budget a little bit better, I mean, the temptation is just, yeah. But you guys are staying strong, I feel. So you guys, if you are budgeting and cutting things out, I see you guys doing very well with that aspect of it. What else? Yeah, I just really think you guys are eyes on the prize right now. 3 of Wands. You guys are really focused, determined, and ready to see whatever it is that you guys are pursuing. You want to see it through to the end. And I think you guys have a really good intuitive understanding of what it is that you need to do and what needs to be done. Okay. So for those of you where you feel like, I don't know if I'm you're like, you may be second guessing yourself, don't, because I feel like with this Queen of Cups here, you guys have the intuitive knowledge of what needs to be done and how to move forward. You guys will know when things are the right time, or you guys will know when it's, you know, essentially that time to move forward onto the next steps. Or when you are maybe ready to talk about this and share this with people, or if you even can tell who are the right type of people to talk about this with. So let's say you're someone that's getting rid of a bad habit and you don't want to share this with certain people, you will know who you can and cannot share this with. But for those of you where you feel like this has been a burden or been something really difficult to deal with on your own, I feel like you guys will find the right people that you can discuss things with and be open about freely without judgment. Okay. Very interesting reading. So 2 different sets of people. Let me know if this is something you guys resonated with. Leave a like and a comment. Maybe share with another Taurus as well if you feel like it would resonate with them. These are usually shorter readings at the beginning of the month, but I do a longer love and general message for the top 3 signs that engage with my content. So like, comment, all of that. Let me know that you watch this and that you want to see more messages for your particular sign this month. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and close out the reading with some more oracle cards, and that will be it. All right, spiritual team, Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards. What additional messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? What additional messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? Let's see, what do we got? We got first quarter moon in Leo, be humble. Okay. Yeah, so I think pride could play a part here, especially like if you are upset about not being financially in a place where you want to be. So wanting to spend like you have the finances to do whatever it is you want to do, I think is just not realistic for a lot of you guys right now, unfortunately. Can that turn around? I think it absolutely could. I think a lot of this honestly has to do with like outside influences, so not necessarily a you guys thing, but I think that this can shift. It's really just going to come down to being disciplined and being intuitive and knowing when the right moves are to make and when to make them. Yeah, so let's see what else we have. New moon in Scorpio, go deeper. So for those of you where you're looking to get rid of a bad habit or break some sort of like emotional or behavioral pattern, some of you guys may want to seek therapy if you are not already in therapy. But I definitely think there are some deeper motivations in terms of like why you may struggle to move past this completely. So you're definitely gonna be going through that this month and really understanding on a deeper level what the motives are for that type of behavioral or thought pattern that you have, or even self-sabotage if you want to go that far. Next card we have is first quarter moon in Aries, step into your power. Yeah, so I feel like this month is really just kind of taking control of your finances, for those of you where finances are the main player. And then for those of you where you're trying to literally develop yourselves on a personal level, this is you taking your power back in terms of clearing out all the things that are not good for you mentally, physically, emotionally, and spiritually. Finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have last quarter moon in Gemini, and it says clear your mind. Good. Okay. So some of you guys may want to go to therapy, which is, I always recommend therapy. I'm not a therapist, otherwise I would be doing that instead of tarot, I think. But for a lot of you, I also think meditation and breath work is going to be helpful for those of you that are looking to develop yourselves personally. And maybe even when it comes to your finances, going deeper, you also may have some really deep-seated perspectives or feelings about what it means to be secure or successful. So you may have to go through that and sort through those feelings and learned behaviors or thought patterns related to your finances, and let go of some of those habits that you may have related to your finances. But I think meditation and breath work, even yoga, can really help get us more in tune with our body and give us that time and space to really reflect on some of these patterns and behaviors that are really deeply rooted in us and a little bit more difficult to kind of work through. All right, final deck of the reading. Spiritual team, daily crystal inspiration. What final messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? What final messages do you have for the Taurus collective for May 2025? I hear my arch nemesis, the leaf blower. They are close by, and I'm going to try and get through this reading without having them come near me. All right, let's see. We have Shungite, detox your life. Yes, absolutely. So detox, again, it comes back to both detox the unnecessary spending habits, detox the unnecessary patterns of behavior, self-sabotage, okay, self-limiting beliefs, all of that stuff. Detox yourself from any people, place, or thing that is not healthy for your mental state, your emotional state, physical and spiritual states as well. So I feel like the month of May, you guys are getting rid of a lot of things and really cutting out the unnecessary stuff. Very interesting. Next, we have Bloodstone, get up and get moving. Yeah, so make that plan, that goal, that dream a reality. Okay, so you guys really got to start taking action on this stuff this month, I feel, or you are going to feel motivated to take action on these things if you are identifying with any of this. And finally, at the bottom of the deck, we have Rose Quartz, open up your heart. Okay, so to healing, I feel like a lot of you guys have some deep healing that you're going to be experiencing related to finances, security, material possessions, and what that means to you on a deeper level. And for those of you that are going through releasing something negative or that has been a little unhealthy in your life, learning how to, be more loving of yourself and respect your body, your mind, your spirit, all of that, and open up your heart to more positive ways of taking care of yourself or regulating your nervous system or regulating whatever it is, okay, without being too harsh and critical on yourself and all of that. All right, Tauruses, that's all I'm seeing for you guys. Please leave a like and a comment, and let me know if this reading resonated for you guys. Maybe share with another Taurus, see if they resonate with this, and don't forget to subscribe if you want to see more videos from me in the future. If you want to see more content from me, I'm on Instagram and TikTok as well, and you can find my handles down below in the description box. Again, thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope to see you guys next time. Until then, stay safe, healthy, and blessed.